What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's Top 3. Today we're going to be taking a look at 3 of the hottest cardistry decks out in the recent weeks. But before we jump into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
And please ring the bell.
And this week's Top 3 is sponsored by MuseumKits.com. Museum Kits strives to bring you museum-quality prints to your home of some of your favorite playing cards. They actually just teamed up with Stockholm 17's Lorenzo Gaggiotti to offer prints of his award-winning House of the Rising Spade court cards. Make sure to check them out at museumkits.com/S17. Find the link right down below.
Dude, you were on point with Lorenzo's last name.
I really hope so. We'll find out. Oh, man.
Gaggiotti.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
You just have to, you have to do one of those when you say it.
There you go. There you go. Oh, man. So, we ready to check out this week's hot 3 cardistry decks, Steve?
I think so.
Man.
Coming in at number 3, we're going to start off with the deck Uptempo by Bocopo. It is printed by USPCC. It's an unspecified print run on their premium stock, and it retails for $12.50.
Nice, man. Not a bad price at all for a cardistry deck. Let's check.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, let's check this thing out.
This deck is all about sneakers. As you can see on the front of the duck box, you have that front of the sneaker. The one thing that bothers me about it is it's upside down. If you look at it,
yeah.
The sneaker should be with the tongue on the top, but whatever. It does definitely have a sneaker vibe, but I was super disappointed with his back design.
Yeah.
I have no idea how that has anything to do with sneakers or the urban kind of feel of the deck.
It almost kind of looks like a knockoff of like Supreme with bars on the side. Like the font looks the same. Very red. Yeah. It's interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Not what I was expecting at all.
Yeah, it has a pretty fan, and those who like red decks might be keen on it, but it definitely missed the mark for that back design when it comes to anything that has to do with sneakers or, that urban style. As you can see, it does have the 2 jokers, one of them kind of colored in with vibrant blue and red, and the other one is just empty. Really cool ace of spades. I dig it.
I do like
graffiti style.
Yeah, I like that street art style of the ace of spades. And the styling of the front of the deck actually is a lot more on point, I think, than the back, where you really have some fun, court cards worked up. Are they eating sandwiches?
No, they're actually they're sneakers. They're all different, sneaker poses. For the most part, they're just holding sneakers. They're just different styles. They might look like a Jordan or something like that, but
something about that Queen of Spades looked like she was holding a plate with a sandwich on it. I was like, that's weird.
Some people, we have people in the card community that eat cards. Maybe these people eat sneakers. You never know.
Could be.
Yeah, but the court cards are, generally standard courts, other than, some minor adjustments on the clothing and obviously the sneaker sandwiches.
Yeah. Dude, I do like the corner indices. It's an interesting kind of take on the traditional hips being actually part of the outline of the indice there. It's pretty neat. Also allows you to do forward-facing fans as well as, the rear fans of the deck.
Yeah.
And you got that...
Is it just an ad card?
Standard little ad card. And an interesting... I don't know. To me, it's just got a very, very Supreme vibe, but just doesn't hit the way I would have expected it to. I was expecting a lot more for the back design. Genuinely, first time seeing this, I did not know what to expect, and this was not it at all. I do like the fan, though.
The fan is cool, and if you like red and you like sneakers, there's a red deck that has something to do with sneakers, But there's the upside down kind of sneaker on the tuck box, which I really wish that was reversed,
Dude, I completely get that, and I can see why it is a weird little, kind of mark that they missed there. And the interesting thing about it is the style of the tuck, while also being very street art graffiti-esque, it just feels a little flat.
Yeah, I mean the whole back is blank for the most part, and I think the additions of the sneakers and the court cards were cool, but it was kind of, I guess, bubbly. I guess you could say that might not be the best word to use for the for the number cards, because they were just colorful.
Yeah.
You know, it missed the mark for me. It doesn't say sneakers minus the the sneakers and the quartz.
Yeah, I think from a cardistry point of view, there would probably be a lot of visual aspects to the back design with the very stark contrast between the red and the white. But they could have achieved that as well with actually a more pleasing design. I think that would have actually lent itself to cardistry movement a little bit more as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the bottom of a sneaker, you always have that circular pattern that's near the ball of the foot.
Yeah.
That might have been really cool to kind of add that with the kind of pattern of the bottom of a sneaker. That might have been a lot cooler to utilize for the cardistry aspect of it, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that's number 3 for this week. For number 2 this week, we have the All-Star playing cards from Gemini. This deck is printed by USPCC on their premium crushed stock. It features silver metallic ink on the face cards and retails for $11.95. It is also part of an unspecified print run. Wanna check this thing out, man? Let's take a look. So I have to say, this is a very interesting tuck design to me. It actually is very reminiscent for me of like a starter jacket. Like, I don't know why, but that's the vibe I get from it. And I kind of dig it though. Like, it's definitely like 80s, 90s starter jacket, like old school Dallas Cowboys starter jacket.
Too, yeah.
And I really like that aspect of it. But that being said, you can see being USPCC premium crushed stock, handles really nice. It did feel a little stiffer than normal crushed stock, but with that in mind, still advertised as crushed stock. And we've seen a little bit of variation in the crushed stock in the past, so no surprise there. Really nice broken borders on this. Really allows for some great fan and spreading elements to it. Being a cardistry deck, it also has that central kind of somewhat circular element. It looks more of like a pentagon or a hexagon, but really nice there. Then you got the Gemini ad card. And
metallic ink looks awesome on it, I gotta say.
Yeah, they did a really good job. And then these two matching jokers, or semi-matching jokers, a little bit of difference in the coloring there. And then a very thematically matched ace of spades. The entire deck has great front and rear fanning elements, and they're just a really nice, simple vibe to the whole thing. You can see the court cards are pretty well recolored as well to match with the coloring of the rest of the deck.
I get more of a sneaker vibe from this deck than I do with the last one.
I'll be honest, man. I kind of do too, which is really funny. Like, it almost...
This is like basketball sneaker feel.
Yeah, like, well, and the bringing in the blue and the orange really helps as well, I think, there. It makes it a little more sporty feeling. But this silver metallic ink on the faces really just pops nice. And even under the camera, it looks a little subdued. But in person, the silver metallic ink always really pops. Obviously, it's not as shiny as a foil would be. But when you're using it to replace the traditional red areas of a card, it's a nice lighter replacement. Obviously, it makes the deck a little bit unusable for poker or things like that, but being a cardistry-based deck really adds a nice flash of color to it.
Yeah, I think they used the same metallic silver when they did the Mako.
Nice.
The most recent Mako, which
is also,
came out awesome.
That's also a beautiful deck. And yeah, that front fan, man, looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
That's what kind of kept in the second spot for me.
Yeah, no.
Just the fanning elements.
Well, yeah, and, with that in mind, the fanning elements on this really do pop nicely, and they really utilize pretty much 4 colors across the board, orange, blue, black, and white, but they really utilize them in really functional ways. I think it comes through really nicely throughout the entire deck, and coming in at $12.95, it's still a reasonable price point for a cardistry deck.
Yeah, I mean, coming in at number 1, is a deck that is a little bit more pricier. It comes in at $15. It is the Nara by Suryana, and which is a collaboration between Murphy's Magic and Kardify.
Nice.
It is a print run of 3,000 decks. It is on premium stock, and like I said, it retails for $15.
Let's check it out, man. And I have to say, even at that price point, that's not out of the ballpark for cardistry, so still reasonable.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I really dig the tuck box. I like how it has that, that design element underneath these top, I guess, lines that go throughout the tuck.
Yeah, it adds a little bit of depth to it.
Yeah, it's funky. It kind of makes it look like I'm looking through something, to see that design.
Yeah.
But it's super colorful. It's definitely trippy. You know, it does have you know, really nice colors that contrast each other with the yellow and the white on that blue background.
Great time for releasing this too, because it has a very spring vibe to it with those like pastel-esque colors. And that borderless back design just looks beautiful in a fan or a spread. No surprise there, though. I mean, borderless decks will always win at fanning and spreading.
Yeah. There's your dual jokers, just switched up the color a little bit. And as you can see, in every one of the cards, it has that kind of lines, the squiggly lines that go through all of them, which I think adds a nice little touch. I wonder if those will, you know, add anything to the cardistry aspect of it.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm curious as well. They are a little bit more subtle than I would expect for like something visual. You'd have to probably be pretty close to see it, but it is a nice little element that could add to the motion aspect of it.
Yeah, might have been cooler maybe if it was a little darker so you could see it in motion a little bit more.
Yeah, and I like the...
That's 6.
Yeah, I like the font style they used for the indices, but I also really like the recolors they brought through this. A lot of those back design colors showing up on the face and seeing more of a pink for the traditionally red suits really looks great.
Yeah, and these, I mean, these definitely look like a custom court cards. You know, they definitely have an Arco feel. The only thing that kind of weirded me out a little bit is it looks like the hands are a little smaller than they should be.
See, I'm also getting like somewhat like tiger vest vibes from some of them, just with the stripes and everything. I really like it, but like some of them, like that one right there, it looks like he's wearing like a tiger vest, like a tiger stripe jacket.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I really like how much motion is implied in all of these with the wave pattern.
Yeah, I definitely think it could be a nice, fun cardistry deck. And, you know, as you can see, holding it a little closer, you can see those waves. I think a little darker would have been really a lot more fun.
And it's almost like kind of like a trippy little 3D effect there with that too. Like it implies motion with the waves, which I really like. I think they did a great job designing this deck. It really has a fun feel to it. Like I said, this is a hot colorway for spring.
Yeah, I mean, that blue is just super nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice, like,
I mean, you throw any color on the back of it, it's gonna look good.
And that's the one area that this actually differs from the other decks we looked at this week, is it does not have any of those front-facing fan elements, which would have been nice to see, especially with this pattern, where I think if they had darkened up that wave a little bit and maybe even added a little bit of color to some of those waves, it would have allowed for a front fan as well. But all things considered, this is a beautiful deck.
Yeah, I think they did a great job.
Absolutely agreed, man. Absolutely agreed. Well, thank you everyone for checking out this week's Top 3 Cardistry Edition. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on next week's Top 3.
Yeah.